Welcome to CFC Fan TV. It's that time in the week again. I am now going to put up a little bit of an excerpt from my podcast. I really hope you enjoy it. Like I've said before, if you don't like these videos, let me know. You won't see them again. But if you do, give it a thumbs up just so I can monitor it. This week, I'm joined by none other than Charlie the Hurricane Skillen, and we talk about an awful lot. We talk about what went on in Liverpool. We look forward. We have 3 home games coming up in 6 days, so we talk about those, and we also talk about a number of other things, including the Ashes, including the royal wedding, and including my football career. I'm going to put up a couple of highlights now. I'll probably focus on the Liverpool stuff, but like I say, I really hope you enjoy it. If you don't, let me know, but equally, if you do, let me know. Cheers for watching. Certainly will concede. He's not as good as Hazard, he's not as good as Pedro.
No.
But, I mean, in the last 4 days, he's scored 3 goals, won 2 penalties, been a man of the match in one of the games, played very well in another one of the games.
Absolutely.
I think it's very easy to slate somebody, but he is a very, very good player who has contributed massively to Chelsea Football Club over the years.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been here a long time now. He's won quite a lot of the club, and, you know, mate, how many other teams would love to have Willian as an option? I'd say every single other team.
Yeah.
Every single other team. I'm not saying he'd start for like Man City or whatever.
Well, there was talk of him going to Manchester United.
Well, exactly. I mean, any of those teams would love to have Willian as an option, and I think people slag players off a bit too much sometimes because they're not their idea of who might get in some sort of world 11. But, you know,
he deserves a bit more respect.
He does, and to be honest, that right wing back role that's sort of made famous by Victor Moses, I'd kind of like to see if he could do that a bit more full time. I know he's probably not defensive enough, but he's so energetic that...
Yeah, he's certainly a good enough player. I don't know if he's good enough. I don't think energy is the issue. No. I think that he's not a natural defender. I think he's very brave, he's very good in a challenge, but I don't know if he has the presence to be a defender. Like Moses is a very solid presence, and I'm not convinced that Willian has that.
But he never used to be. I mean, Moses used to be a striker.
Yes.
When he played for Wigan, when we first bought him, he was playing where Willian and Pedro play now. I mean, look, it's testament to him that he's managed to evolve his game and find a role in this system.
Yeah, but yeah, true. I'm not convinced of that one actually. I think that Willian offers so much going forward that to give him defensive responsibility would do a disservice to what he can offer going forward.
Yeah, right. But the system they're playing at the minute, which is you've only got actually one of those players, which is Hazard, and you'd have to say that Willian was third choice behind Hazard and Pedro for that role.
Yeah,
because we're not playing with those 2 wide men. I think if he's going to get a look in,
he's going to have to be in a different position.
That kind of role could be it. But the other thing is, you know, I'm a big fan of players who come in, maybe not every game, do their job, and get 2 goals.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's fantastic. Well, like you say, get 3 goals in a week.
Yeah,
which is what he's very good at.
We are very lucky to have him at the club. I agree with that. So we look forward now. We have Swansea. That's the ideal after a very tough week that involved going away to Qarabag, away to West Brom, away to Liverpool, covering huge amounts of ground. This is a nice release.
Yeah, I mean, neither of us were on that club train back from Liverpool.
I know, thankfully.
Which left without most of the players.
How do you do that? How do you put...
Oh, I don't know.
How do you have a train that is 200 people light and it still pulls away?
Oh, it's mental.
And also, those people, if you know, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing, it was all part of a Thomas Cook thing. They're on Thomas Cook buses on their way to get on a Thomas Cook train. How have they not had a chat and said, you know what, we're 2 minutes away, there's traffic? Yeah. How have they not had that conversation?
It's ridiculous. I mean, one of our very good mates was left stranded and got home to sort of...
I think he got back into Euston at 5 a.m. And the part of the story that I thought was quite funny, and I didn't want to revel in it at all because I feel very sorry for him, but he really did make me laugh because he said, and I think he wasn't exaggerating, he said that it actually took him longer to get home from Merseyside than it did to get home from Baku.
Baku on the Thursday, yeah.
So he spent longer in commute getting home, doing 200 miles with Thomas Cook and Chelsea than he did going on a 6,000-mile trip.
it is mental. I mean, look, I'm a big fan of those club trains. I think they're good value. I mean, I don't always use them, but I think it's a good thing to put them on. But to leave people stranded up there is ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't quite know how they can think that was okay. Have you heard anything? Are they doing the right thing, the club?
I mean, you'd hope so. I haven't heard anything, to be honest. You had a much more glamorous day than that, didn't you?
I did, yes. I had a lovely trip to Liverpool, actually. Yeah, a friend of mine was driving. Well, being chauffeured up there, and I managed to like jump in and get myself a lift.
This is how the other half lives, kids.
Oh, mate, sadly, I'm generally the other. I'm generally part of the other half. I just got luck. I would have been on that train under normal circumstances. If I would have been on that train, but a friend of mine was getting a chauffeur up via his business connection or something. So I sat in the back of a car drinking whiskey all the way up.
Yeah, how'd that end?
Yeah, not very well, as you know, seeing me in the ground. But yeah, went up in the car. Then went to a lovely restaurant. It's called San Carlo, which is...
the Mail do a lot of stories on San Carlo because it's where all the footballers and the high flyers hang out.
Really?
As evidenced by you being there, of course.
Far from it. No, it was a lovely day. I had the perfect day. And it capitalised on by that Willian goal. I was having a conversation with the bloke who I was with, and we were talking about the buzz that you get.
Yeah.
And honestly, we drove up, we had a lovely trip, we were drinking some lovely stuff, we then went to a beautiful restaurant, had some great company. But the buzz that you get from seeing that Willian float that chip, and as it was coming over, I could see that it was, barring some brilliance from Mignolet, I could see that it was going to nestle in that top corner. And when it eventually did, I can't convey. I'm not articulate or educated enough to convey to you.
I don't think anyone is.
What the feeling's like.
It's just the beauty of football, isn't it?
I know. I just looked around. I was screaming. Everybody around me was screaming. I was being hugged by somebody behind me who got me in some sort of like passionate, loving headlock. I was then standing on a seat. I was then standing on a seat, sort of not quite sure what I was doing. And that sheer euphoria is something that you don't get in any aspect.
No, of course not. You don't do that at the end of a play or whatever, do you?
No, you don't. But you know what I love? I love that Willian has said that it was a goal that he was aiming for.
Yeah.
It was completely intentional. Because I had a similar experience recently actually.
Go on.
I can't go into the specifics too much because the videos are coming out on YouTube.
Right.
I play in this league.
This is where we hear about Rory's footballing career and how he aligns it to that of top level. We're
talking about Willian. I'm now going to talk about another wonderful winger,
of course,
in the game, right? Which was in this game I was playing in.
Right.
Again, I can't go into the specifics. These videos come out. They're on YouTube. The YouTube channel they go out on is called Next Level, nice. and they're commentated on, and you can follow it properly. It's really, really exciting, and we play on a Thursday night, and it really has become the highlight of my week. But recently, we played a game that meant an awful lot. Cross came in. I'm fortunate enough to play up. The bloke who plays up front for us is a kid called Elliot Hackney. He's good.
Right.
Like good. Like mustard. Good.
How are you getting in this side?
I don't know. I'm not joking. I imagine that if this Elliot, which I'm assuming is true, if he's played with people of his level for most of his life, he must hate playing with me. And a few others on the team, in fairness, because he is a different class. Like, really, really.
It's funny when you play with someone.
And he's
like
about my size. He's only tiny. But fantastic centre forward. Like, it's Aguero. It's like playing up front with Aguero. You give him half a chance, he scores a goal.
Yeah.
His assists. He's got more assists than he has goals because he's incredibly unselfish. Also, just a brilliant player.
He probably doesn't need to score in that game, does he? Because he knows he can. It's more about
He's so good.
Linking players
He's so good. But anyway, he's taken this corner that's come in, and I went up for it. Another lad went up for it, and again, I can't go into it, but people will know who the other lad is.
Right.
I have no idea what happened. I have absolutely no... I've been completely honest, talking to you, my friend, and the people who listen, whose friendship I hold dear. Went up for it, hoped for the best, had no idea what happened, and it's in the back of the net.
Incredible
I haven't seen the
scenes.
footage yet. So I'm pretty sure it didn't touch me, but I'm optimistic that it has.
I'm very surprised you're admitting this, by the way.
My celebration...
Usually when a video goes out of something even half decent that you've done, you're sort of tweeting it like...
No, but
it's the second
I am claiming it.
of Maradona.
The thing is, if I didn't make that run and that jump,
the
ball doesn't
go in the net.
So,
that's fair enough.
So for that logic alone, I'm going to claim something. But the euphoria, the only thing that I can compare the euphoria of Chelsea scoring a goal to...
is you scoring a goal.
Yeah. And I don't even think I scored it.
No.
But I went crazy. I've gone running over to the bloke who took the corner, this Elliot, who's so good. And he's looking at me. I could tell by the way he's looking at me.
Did you even touch that, Wally?
And exactly. Yeah, he's given me like a sort of sideways look. I thought, that's not a good sign. Because obviously he's had the best view in the house of it. He's taken the corner... And it's it's a 7-a-side pitch, so he's not far away.
And you're giving it like you've bicycle kicked it in.
Yes,
from the halfway line.
exactly.
Yeah.
And he was looking at me, which was my first kind of clue. The second clue is the fact that I'm pretty sure it didn't touch me. But like I say, I've gone
gotta
spinning
take
away. I was then bumped in the next week. We then played another game, and the other sort of one of the other highlights of this team. He's a young lad. He's an Essex boy. They call the team that we were playing against. They speak they're all from London the way that I am, but they use different terminology to me.
Right.
And a man like this, man like that. Right?
Probably 10 years younger than you, mate.
They are. They absolutely are. And this kid is so good. This little Essex lad, name's Tom King. And he's gone, these other lads are looking at him and they go, man like Harry Winks. Because he's so good.
Right.
Seen him the next week and we were talking about that goal. And he went to me, he's such a nice, like, charming kid. And he very genuinely, in a very inquisitive fashion, just asked me the question, did that touch you? I just thought, I'm not answering this anymore.
There's a
WhatsApp group that I'm not part of.
They're called Rory Didn't Touch the Ball.
I know, but the footage will be out. The footage will be out in about 3 weeks, so I cannot wait.
Yeah, I look forward to it.
I know, it will be very funny when it eventually comes out. But yeah, I mean, the way that it is at the moment, I'm going to have to pretend, or at least hope, that it did touch me. But sadly, we haven't got any more. I'm not going to be playing football now because we're on Christmas break.
And you injured your hand as well, didn't you?
Mate, that not only my hand,
your heart. Yeah.
Oh yes, my heart. But I think in the same challenge where I hurt my wrist, I got an elbow in the upper rib. So basically, my armpit is bruised. It's
painful on the side.
My armpit is completely purple. Every time that I have a sudden intake of breath, right? So, say for example, I were to sneeze now,
or you were very surprised.
Or say somebody were to go boo. Yeah, I'm in big trouble, right? It's so painful.
Yeah.
But my wrist, everything, I didn't get into the game, and it really was.
These are the videos I'd rather see. You getting clattered.
Do you know what? I don't think that footage will exist. But I tell you, a man who knows all about it, because when I got knocked. Playing for my team, he's a bloke called Lawrence McKenna, who you know he's a good friend of mine. I love the fella, but he does another podcast. He does a True Geordie podcast. He's very funny on it. He's very good. But the guy, it was quite a funny series of events because the bloke went wallop straight into me. He's turned me into a bowling ball essentially.
Right.
So I've become a bowling ball. Lawrence McKenna became the skittle.
Oh, lovely.
That I knocked down. Yeah, Lawrence McKenna has gone. So I've gone rolling into Lawrence McKenna, who's done some weird elaborate jump and managed to kind of get out of the way, which I mean was very impressive. And I didn't think that he could manoeuvre the way that he did. But he is the only man because because it all happened on the camera side. I needed to put the camera out as well. So I'm not convinced that there'll be footage of me being walloped, which I concede for people, malicious people like you.
Well, I mean, I say this because you made a video of me playing football go viral once, didn't you?
That was one of my funniest clips ever. Every time you have a birthday, that comes out to wish you happy birthday.
I know.
I don't know. Do you know what's so funny about it? Anyone who hasn't seen this, I can describe it to you.
It's gone from the internet.
I can describe this to you in such minute detail with such glee. Are you ready? We're playing at Stamford Bridge. We're in the tournament.
Small stage.
It was incredible.
I had scored before this, by the way. Which no one seems to remember.
Nobody cares.
That I scored the goal.
Because I think the goal was almost to your detriment because you started believing.
Yeah.
And then 2 minutes later, the ball has dropped to Charlie. He's somewhere towards the east stand. So we're at Stamford Bridge. He's towards the east stand in the half closest to the shed.
Yeah.
He's got the ball barely under control, and as he's trying to do one of those incredible flicks, where you kind of drag it back, pop it one way, the defender goes the other way, and you run round and retrieve possession. Great idea. I agree. Great idea.
The idea was there.
The idea was correct. It didn't materialise.
It didn't.
And I don't quite know how, but he went from being upright to completely prone on the floor.
I know.
In about 2 seconds for no reason.
No. There's no one near me. I didn't get fouled or anything.
Just
what
tangled your feet up.
Yeah, it does take us sort of genius maverick players. We've got to think quickly. It takes a certain type of player to try and pull that off, and it can't work all the time.
No, you did a good job. It was truly hilarious. And when's your birthday?
January 11th.
Yes, it's coming up.
It's coming up. 28th.
So January the 11th. If you don't already, follow me on Instagram, and I will undoubtedly put this out there again. And you will revel in it forever. It always does really well. If I put it on Twitter,
funny that
it always gets 120 retweets.
No. I know.
Yeah, it's very funny. But sadly, no football now in that game that I play in on Thursday because it's Christmas break. It's
Winter
November.
break. That's what Spain and Germany do, mate.
Christmas break, and you know Christmas lights are up everywhere.
Yeah.
Are you set? Are you prepared?
You know what? I'm actually feeling very, very festive.
Are you really?
This year more than any other year, I think. More than any other year for a while. And I don't know why. I just am. Over the weekend, I went to my hometown of Swindon and went to the Old Town switch on of the Christmas lights.
Oh, who did it?
With my pals.
Is it like Billy Piper or someone like that?
Yeah,
She's Swindon's most famous son.
Yeah, she's in my cousin's class at school, Billy Piper.
She was in my class at school.
Was she?
Genuinely in my class.
Oh, your drama school when she was a bit older?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a celebrity. I think it was some sort of charity.
No, they have to have a celebrity. Who else is from Swindon?
I'll be honest, Raw. I was sort of in the pub.
Maybe it could have been you.
It could have been. That's maybe why I was there.
Maybe one day you could.
Hurricane from CFC Fan TV got him to do the lights.
Right, there we have it. I really hope you enjoyed that video and thank you so much for watching it. If you want to hear more from Charlie and I, make sure that you click the link in the description. And if you really enjoyed it, why not click subscribe? Go on, you Blues.